Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's well. I know oh God, the difference um compared to the tablet is immense. Now on a different kind of system here, different kind of system, and so it's been an interesting. That's to me. I'm just fucking around here for a second, so give me a second. Uh, yeah, I understand that. So yeah, yeah, interesting. Uh, so technically, I'm on a new computer. Technically, so I know the thing probably is a bit fuzzy. So we had an interesting letter, just to say. I'll show in a second or two, but it's quite interesting. Unfortunately, I had got a small letter with it. I can't show that because my address is literally on it. And no matter what way I try to hide it, because it's such a small piece of paper, kind of. I can show you something. Hello, Sean. I have an interesting thing to show you now in a second. But it's very unexpected. I think everybody was shocked, because it's just literally, nearly 2 years at this stage on, and randomly no, it's actually not even that. It's actually even funnier than that. Um, so yeah, I give a few minutes for people to come in here because it's actually I'm probably going to get uh, a good bit of this. Like you're working for the Finnish government at this stage. Um, so but anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. So I got a new laptop too. It's kind of a Chromebook, my old laptop. So that's what we'll be that's what I'm streaming on. So that's why it's a bit better quality and stuff. I think you can hear me. Hello, Fiona. I think you can hear me good and all that, and everything's good. I think the camera's far better. I know it's just the lighting in this room. Probably wouldn't be the best because it's just shitty. I always meant to change it, but I had the stall for them. But no, but literally, I try. So let me try and put this straight. Hello, Miles. But first of all, so do you remember Calvin Day? Not this Calvin Day gone by last year, the year before that. Do you remember that when we woke to all the TDs and we woke to Joe Biden, we woke to Kamala Harris? Does people remember that? I don't know. Just before it gets started, does people remember that? Like back 2 years ago, nearly at this stage. Yes, no, maybe. Yes. So do you remember we woke to all the TDs and we woke to Joe Biden and stuff like that? Do you remember that? So yes. So we woke to the Prime Minister's office of Finland that time, nearly 2 years ago. And so we got a letter today, along with something else I'll show now in a second. But we got a letter from the office of the Prime Minister in Finland, not the previous Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister's there now at the moment. So we got a small letter. I can show you the other thing, but I can't show you the small letter. But it's basically the letter just says that the previous administration, it wasn't open to, it was only opened, must have been only last week. They only got around to opening it now. So, but it's from the Prime Minister that's there at the moment. So we got a nice postcard, basically, from the Prime Minister of Finland, and a signed signature at the back, and a small letter too. So, isn't that great? So yeah, his official signature. That's his signature. He signed it himself, and I got a letter from his secretary too, apologizing for no letter from basically the letter that I sent was addressed to San Juan, the previous prime minister, but it was only open last week because the letter says I got a small letter along with that, but a signed photograph too. So they said they sent me that, even though it wasn't addressed to him, it was addressed to San Juan, the previous prime minister. So it was addressed to so that was nice. Yeah, so he signed it. It's literally his signature at the back. Like you can see underneath the Prime Minister of Finland, that's his signature. And it does. And the letter was from his secretary. I can't show because it's literally just it's only that size, and my address is literally on the top of it too. So I can't show because it'd be doxing myself. And official, I love to show you the envelope too, but my information's on the envelope too. This is the worst thing about it. Like the envelope literally has it was basically posted by Express Post, and it does have the official logo of the Prime Minister and stuff like that. So there was a good bit of work, as I say, in the post office, because it was it was basically said priority, extremely priority mail and stuff like that. So I don't know what they must have taught in the post office, because the postman, I thought he was dying this morning, because he was literally told in the post office this is the priority. This is the priority to get to him straight away. Because it had the logo of a foreign country, It was literally, he delivered the first thing, literally the first letter he delivered was to me, because it was, because they didn't know what it was, because it said the office to Prime Minister of Finland. So it was literally, I don't know what, it was some other, it was like, it says more than priority mail, but basically there must have been a good bit of a workers around Cavan this morning when, in the post office and stuff like that, when they seen, there's extremely priority mail. But yeah, no, that was nice of him now. So, it does say Zimmer, but he did sign the back of it. So, and the letter, like the small letter, the only thing it says really is the other letter. It says about it was. I said that during obviously the previous ministry, he only took over during the summertime last year, so they're barely a few months in, and obviously. More or less, what it says, with the previous administration, there was a lot going on with NATO, joining NATO, and stuff like that. So they never would have got around to open it. So they only got around to open it basically last week, must have been. His people in the Conservative Party in Finland. So that's the only reason why. So I presume they wanted to send something, because they probably felt disheartened that it wasn't open during Sanna Marin's administration. So it was said there. So at least we got something out of it, let's put that way. But this is a different, like, obviously, more or less what the secretary says, with the previous administration, a lot of stuff was going on, basically, during that time, with joining NATO and stuff like that. So obviously the secretaries for the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister herself, Sanna Marin, during that time would have been extremely busy with NATO and with many other different things. So it's understandable, I suppose. So it's only kind of now that they're kind of probably catching up with different things. So, but obviously, I say it would have been looked into who I was first, because I'm sure they wouldn't have said it just to the random Joe, but the thing is, a lot of Finnish people are very happy with it. So I suppose whatever the people want, I suppose that's the main thing. Like, there was a poll done with 60% of people in Finland wanted to join. So I suppose it'd be different if we joined it. Like, we haven't got nobody wants to join it here, but it's a bit different in Finland. Well, whatever about Sweden, but Finland's a bit different, in that regard. But yeah, that was interesting. So I'll show you the photo of it. So it's a picture of him with his dogs. I'm used to the tablet, so it's a picture of him with his dogs, and so yeah, literally VIP. So I'm going to just put this away safe. Just give me a second. I keep this in. But I got a shock now, and I got a shock when the postman was literally having a fit on me door this morning about it. And that was, and also, yeah. So it's yeah. So that was that, and a nice small letter along with it. So just give me a second, and I'll be with you. Hello, sorry. So yeah, that was. I don't think people had that in their bingo books this morning. About that, I certainly didn't have my bingo books, because it was just literally the most random thing to fucking get to your door on a Tuesday morning. Like the most literally random thing. Who's one? I don't even know. I know to see who's the Lord Mayor of Helsinki. But I was, I didn't know really what to say. So I was very shocked, especially because the best thing about it was they opened the thing with Cavan. Like, I have no idea if the letter was addressed to Joe Biden or Kamala Harris went to the White House, that they even looked at it. So he's probably wondered himself, what is Cavan Day? What is Cavan Day? Because honestly, he probably read it. Because obviously he did read it. Obviously he did read it himself because it is his signature. So he must be very confused at the moment. What is Cavan Day? And obviously too, I said they probably looked into who I was before they said that. Obviously, no, but it was literally just a fucking analyst of literally getting. I got 100 billion euro too from the Finnish government for the support of the previous government, of course. €500 million, yeah, it's very good. Along with a big check too, have a billion euro on a check. But yeah, this is just Oh yeah, it's good to the government spot, but I just wasn't expecting it. You wouldn't be expecting 2 years nearly later that get a random fucking letter from the office of literally from the office of literally the Finnish government, basically. So that's why there was a big fucking hullabaloo around the place. With just literally the office department, extreme priority, whatever it was. It's basically for diplomats and stuff. What was said, so it's something crazy. And especially because it was just literally the first thing the postman delivered, because he was told that it's extreme priority to get it straight away, basically. So yeah, I don't know what the postman was all fucking. He literally knocked on the door. He didn't put it through the letter, but he knocked on the door, and I came down to see him and stuff. But he was in a panic because he was like, I was told literally by the person over me in the post to bring it straight away to you." So there must be fucking queer talk on the place about all the postmans. So no, because literally it was the first thing he literally delivered this morning. So I don't know. It's crazy stuff. So who knows? Joe Biden might wipe back soon. Not likely, but it was, but yeah, unfortunate that she didn't. It's unfortunate that she didn't look at it during home administration, but it's understandable because there's a lot going on, I suppose, in that period. Maybe Donald Trump might wipe back. Who knows? Yeah, if he gets in, he might wipe back. Who knows? But I suppose it's different, the Finnish government compared to the United States of America. I don't know how. I think isn't it fucking the White House gets something like 5,000 letters and stuff a day or something like that. So good luck to Joe Biden if he's going to write back to everybody like that. Usually the White House gets they get letters from all over the world basically talking about their situations and stuff. So it's insane if it's ever going to be looked through. Because I think the way they do it in the White House, because I looked into it myself, they pick 3 letters a day to show to the president, whichever president it is. So, but I don't know how it works in the Finnish government. But obviously, as I say, from what it said in the letter, more or less, that the Finnish government at the time were extremely busy, Sanna Marin's government, with NATO and different things. So it kind of made sense. But unfortunately, I would have wanted him say, wish you a happy late Cavan Day or something like that. That would have been best, even though I probably would write back to him that you rigged the election in Finland. I probably shouldn't go down that path, but I don't know what he'd think when he sees that. So so it'd be interesting. But it's just literally the most fucking random thing to happen on a fucking Tuesday morning. Especially because I wasn't feeling that well the last few days. I haven't been that well. Been a bit sickly. So, it kind of improved me a bit, let's put it that way. So, I don't know. The best thing about it too, imagine if he actually goes, like Leo Varadkar or something like that, goes to a European Council meeting or something like that, and he's there. And he's just literally like, "What is Cavan Day?" Because he read the letter. Because particularly, I said in the letter, because I do remember what the Sanna Marin that I did ask her for an autograph and stuff, along with a small letter with Cavan Day wishes and stuff. But that's obviously nearly 2 years ago at this stage. So obviously he must have been like, there was never response given, so I sent him something. So but it was just out of the blue, So I was very, very confused this morning for a few minutes. I was like, because I didn't actually put 2 and 2. I didn't look at the letter. I looked at the kind of card for the picture, And I was very confused for a few minutes, and then I looked at the letter and was like, actually, yeah, this makes sense now, because I was just like, why is the Prime Minister Finn writing to me? What have I done? So, but I knew, of course, it was my checks too from the Finnish government. Uh, and, they're going to assist us in taking over Leitrim, of course, they're going to help us out, with the military support and stuff, of course. They're going to help bring democracy to Leitrim and stuff, I probably shouldn't go there, but but it's quite a difference with this. It's Animal Vaginas, but no, it's a quite a difference. With the computer, I don't know. I used to use my tablet, but I have a new computer. I robbed a new computer, but let's put that way. Not robbed, but I bought a new computer basically. It's not much of a addition, but it'd be good for streams and stuff like that. But see, this is the thing, she's a private citizen now, technically. She doesn't really work for the Finnish government. Like, he's the prime minister, obviously, you can write to the prime minister of the country. Or if she was still an MP, you could write to her. But she's part of the Tony Blair. So basically, she's a private individual now. So you couldn't just write to a private individual. So, but who knows? Maybe they might put an award, maybe, the Finnish government. So who knows? Because it might be actually set down. Who knows? So no, I actually bought the computer. No, I didn't mug. Allegedly, of course. I'm only joking. I didn't rob it. I bought it, of course. But it was the reason why I bought the computer, because I wanted to play a game on it. And it turns out the one computer I bought, you can't play the game on it. But so we work it out. We figure it out. It was a lot better. I have this other computer just for the stuff. So no, it's just the lighting in this room. If the lighting was a bit better, we would be bossing. That's what I. Just with this camera, because it's so high tech, it is very high tech. It's a very good camera. Like I recorded the video there earlier on in another room that's good lighting and stuff, and it's very, very good lighting on it. It captures a lot and stuff. And also very good too. You can see different things, and compared to the tablet, you can see different things and notifications. It actually tells you notifications about that and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on this that it's not on the only streams. And then you can edit stuff. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. But it's good to get something back. Let's put it that way. Regardless of what it was nice to get some back, particularly because again you have to remember. I sent that letter. I sent it by priority mail during that time of Calvin Day, and it was 12 something or something like that for priority mail on the stamp and international stamp. So it was about 14, nearly 15 euros for one letter to be sent off to Finland that time. So at least you got something back from it. It's the same with all the TDs. Remember, I wrote all the TDs. I spent fucking 200, 300, 400 euro. I only got about not 500 letters. Five letters back at most. So it was a bit better. Let's put it. They had something. Yeah, like it was an insane amount of steps. Like it was literally the biggest post and keeping the post offices open. But it looks bad, for two of the TDs. Everybody has the right to the TDs. It looks bad that literally the person in Finland wrote back, and the people in the door didn't bother though. I was half of them to write back. But sure. Yeah, my hands were like I done streams literally right to all the TDs and stuff. Obviously, the Prime Minister's ones I don't think I done on stream. I done off stream and stuff because we had to make them perfect so they'll understand it. Because obviously, we wrote to Joe Biden and stuff, Kamala Harris. They wouldn't fucking know in their right mind what is Calvin Day. They wouldn't know even Calvin exists and stuff. So you have to explain then to the people who are in the White House and stuff, tell them what letter we got. You have to explain in detail, what it is, what we were trying to do, and etc. etc. So it was a lot more detail with they put into that than the TDs, because obviously they know what Cavan is. If they don't know what Cavan is and they're a TD in Ireland, then they probably shouldn't be a TD. That's what I mean. But a lot of them probably wouldn't even know what fucking day of the week it is. Let alone fucking. The only thing they know is how much is in their bank account. But yeah, such a random fucking thing to get. So interesting. But I don't think anybody had that on their bingo cards this morning. Just that be coming on tonight to say it was a letter. Boom, 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 boom. There we are. So, an interesting turn of events. Yeah, I actually am. I just took it down today, actually. But, you know. Yeah, especially fucking 2 years later. Like I was expecting, you know, if they were going to wipe back a week after Cabinet, a week, 2 weeks out of Cabinet, straight away or whatever. I wasn't expecting fucking 2 years. So basically, it just kind of lay in an office or something. The letter for must be 2 years or whatever, and it was never opened basically because they probably had such a matter like they had probably so many letters beforehand to open and stuff like that. You know, it probably was insane. Because especially because people be lobbying probably at the time, Finnish people from Finland would have been probably lobbying the Prime Minister, obviously Sam Wynne at the time, to join NATO and stuff. So, so there would have probably been a lot more letters going. At the moment, the time the Finnish government haven't got much to do, basically. Let's put it that way. Because the majority of stuff that happened, back 2 years ago is kind of dealt with. The previous government kind of dealt with it. So, so they haven't got the hassle of joining NATO and stuff and all the applications and X, Y, and Z that had to go into it. And then obviously with the lockdowns and stuff like that, and different things, the maternity leave bill too, and all that. Switzerland, like I don't even know who's over Switzerland. I know it's a federal kind of council or something. They do. I think they changed. No, I might be wrong, but I don't even know who's over Switzerland. We wrote to the United States. We wrote to Kamala Harris. We wrote to the Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House. We wrote to her. We wrote to the New Zealand government, the Australian government. We wrote to the Canadian government, even though Canada, 1930s anyone. Western journalists for just literally bumping, literally just scraping by a police officer. But okay. We wrote to them. I think we wrote to the Northern Ireland executive too, Michelle O'Neill, of course, and them. Even though I wouldn't be too excited for Sinn Féin's letters. That's that way. Because mainly they probably knew who I was and were like, "Fuck this file." Yeah, basically that's what I would have said. Because literally not one Sinn Féin TD wrote back to me. Literally not one Sinn Féin senator, one Sinn Féin TD wrote back. Not one of them literally done it. Out of the whole party, not one of them felt the need to write back. So it just goes to show you I'm not well liked in Sinn Féin. Yeah, of course we actually did write to AOC. I actually remember that. But so as I say, the amount of envelopes, not envelopes, but the amount of letters they probably get is fucking off the wall, basically. So we wouldn't have a hope in hell, basically. Especially now, like I didn't know, to be totally honest. This, like, did anybody know this? Like the previous government. So obviously there was a general election last year in Finland, and the previous government that was there was basically by a small margin. Of course, the election was rigged and etc. etc. But I probably shouldn't go out like that because YouTube probably would back election denial. But that the previous government, the letters that were left for the previous Prime Minister and stuff, would go and be kept for the next government, the next government that takes their place. I didn't know that. I thought they would probably just get rid of them. And particularly because it was addressed to Sanna Marin, the Prime Minister of Finland. So it's just kind of unfortunate, it's unfortunate that she didn't get re-elected and stuff because she probably would have got around to seeing it, which is quite important, which I look at. We're going to quiet about it for the next few weeks. I should write back and say why you shouldn't have took office. You should have just kept the previous government. This should just be an election denial. So what time is 7 o'clock? We stay for a while anyway. We chill out for a while anyway. Because again, I haven't been feeling that well the last day or two. Which what? Oh, it's well. Oh yeah, it was still your favorite. Yeah, well, it's good that they did get something, as I say. Because again, we spent a lot too on international snaps. Like you even think about sending, like we said, priority mail, but that letter was the diplomatic kind of whatever. See, it had a diplomatic kind of seal, so it's basically more than priority mail than only Joe was, and it has a government symbol, which in what I've seen and what it's like for diplomats and stuff, priority diplomatic mail. So so I don't know, um, but like take for AOC and like to the United States and stuff, like it was over €15 something like that for priority mail to them to the United States and for an international stamp. And the same with Australia, like in New Zealand, it was nearly €30 each. We nearly spent for priority mail. Nearly 30 was something like 18 or something, 17 or something like that. Hello, Ryan. How are we doing? Have a short. Have a which one? Well, something about a TD, Uh, but so it's good to get something back, even though would have liked to get a response from everybody, but you can't have everything, unfortunately. But yeah, it's interesting. I was Stowaway, yeah. No, shoot, yeah, that was. So yeah, imagine one of the TDs randomly just writes back now and says, Captain, like especially because let's be fair, half of the TDs in the door do fuck all, so I don't know what to be doing. Would you like to be a TD in the door? And the funniest thing about it all, actually, too, the Prime Minister of Finland is probably getting less in money. I think it's only 200,000 or something like that. Like, nearly and only TDs get more than the Prime Minister of Finland, just to say. So, whatever about that, you should probably look at that. Like, an only MEP or something like that in Finland gets less than €100,000 a year. So imagine a TD over here, they'll go literally mad if they see that. I don't know if my mic's okay too. Like I don't know if it's loud enough or what. Oh yeah, well that's not new. That's not new. We've heard that hundreds and hundreds of times. Uh, Bob Murphy just calls everybody fat white. So I think even if you did, like even if you went to an ice cream store with him, right during the summer, you went to a person that selling ice cream along the side of the road there, and you said I like I don't know vanilla chocolate, right? You like vanilla, just a plain ice cream with a flake or whatever. And Paul Murphy, like, no, I rather have syrup or something like that. So he basically would call you far white because you like vanilla ice cream with just a flake. He would want red syrup and stuff on it and etc. etc. And he literally would be like, nope, I don't want it. You'd like your far white. Well, the photo with the two dogs, lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. Michael was a TD. It was all years ago. Uh, There was some argument, I seen it on Twitter, that there was some argument last night, the Grip Media were on what they called it. It used to be Fitz and Brown show, but it's Forge Media, whatever, news night or whatever, news talk night or whatever. And the editor, what they call him, I am a dope. But the editor of Grip Media, I can never take him. I know him, too. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about, basically. He was on it along with Neil Richmond, the Fianna Gael TD, and there was a big argument about things. So he's basically saying Neil Richmond was saying, etc. etc. No, not Ben Scallon now. It's not Ben Scallon. It's the editor, what they call the owner of Grip, I suppose you could call him. Like Bella Scallon's John McGurk, exactly. Yeah, John McGurk. That's who it is. Thank you, Sean. I was just having the brain. I couldn't think. I knew it was John, I couldn't remember exactly. I can see the face. I can see the faces in my head, but well, you probably shouldn't see faces in my head, but so basically, there was a big argument on it. So basically, Neil Richmond said Quit Media is literally causing all this. Yes, he caused and all the immigrants and stuff. Basically, he blamed them for everything, which is insane. Like, he's literally sitting there saying, Neil Richmond, that, as John McGurk said, you're the Irish government. You could say at any point that we don't want to take in more refugees. At any point they could say, no, we're not taking any more. Like, they're the government, and he's right in saying that, because they are literally the government of the country. They're elected by the people to look after the country. And if the people don't want people to randomly turn up in the middle of the night, they shouldn't. The government should act on what the people want, basically. And Neil Richmond wasn't very happy with that. So it's a long story. There was more to it, but there was big argument with it. But he did do well, John McGurk. He was well fit for the questions. And then people before Profit turned up and quite a bit. Whereabouts, why? Whereabouts? Geez, we'll find the local area. Isn't it in June or July? 6 months or so, yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to get used to this. I'm looking at the Westmead, very good. Well, like, what do you suppose? What do you? What's your? Well, I don't mean to say what's your agenda, but what is your plans? I suppose. What are you planning to run on? I suppose that's what. Then I suppose the best question is: are you running as an independent, or are you running with a political party, or what's the story? Yeah, it might be a long. It might be a long time for a poster, but it'll work out. Will you tell us, or do you tell us about the Westford's case? Not to know till you hear more. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Just checking, because I can see where the. He's not talking about the Dáil. I don't think he's talking about. He's talking about the local town elections. He's not talking about the general election. I think it. Give me 2 seconds. What? Which what? Oh. Let me see. Yeah, good luck. Definitely, good luck on winning. It's always, especially for people to put themselves forward. You never know what can happen, and it's a tough. It is a tough. It's a tough station as the council and stuff like that. I wouldn't be fit to do it at the moment, to be totally honest with you. I've made a video on that. I just generally wouldn't be fit for it at the moment. I wouldn't have the mental capacity to deal with it at the moment. And I just simply don't think it would be good enough. And that's just to put it straight. And there's a lot of nerves and stuff like that. So it's always good for somebody to put themselves forward. And I always admire somebody, even though there could be people before power or something like that. I always, salute them, because it is a big step putting yourself forward. Oh, so it'd be kind of like so you'd be running kind of on the special needs kind of campaign, looking for more support and stuff, I suppose. Very good. I wish you all the best on it, and Uh, what is this yoke on the side here? It's kind of like emojis and stuff. I don't know what. Must be just for. I don't know what it's for, but it's something to do with something. Or you couldn't engage with your audience. What is this? Start a poll and stuff. Like it's a whole new layout, kind of compared to what I'm used to on my tablet. Because being on a computer, it's a bit different. So it's going to obviously just to say too. I won't be live tomorrow night. Uh, I'm on Twitter. Yeah, it's just the same name as this. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Oh. But yeah, as I said, we won't be live tomorrow night. Only for the letter coming tonight. We would have probably been live tomorrow night, but we do it tonight. We do it tonight instead of tomorrow night. How does that sound? Uh, like I have to change this lighting. If I'm going to use this camera, definitely have to change the lighting in this room because it's just more high tech. You can straight away see that it's more high tech. Uh, yeah, it was just literally out of the blue. Like literally, I didn't have any warning about this. Like you're literally insane. Uh, so yeah, I'm just trying to find something. There was something I was going to talk about briefly. I don't know about that now. Uh, where was it? There was something I was going to talk about. I even looked at it on Twitter earlier on. Uh, like it was something to do with environment. I can't remember now. I'm off to work. No bother. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being here. All the best at work. Hope you have a good night at work. I suppose. Thank you for being here. I'm sure I'll be talking to you at some point anyway. So. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Apologies, everyone. Apologies. What am I doing here? I was looking for something now. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I've had the funding. I've had the funding. Yeah, we've got a big check for €500,000,000 from the Finnish government, of course. So it's very handy, that money. Because literally, that's what people are probably going to say now. That he is working for the Finnish government. Because there's generally people. I've actually generally got DMs from people on Twitter saying I actually am a spy for the Finnish government. Like I generally, and these people actually seem mean it. So when you see that, you're just kind of like, what? Uh, there's going to be interesting. Yeah, finish MI5. Who's won and what's won? Oh, right, in Westmeath, yeah. What am I looking for? I'm just trying to find this up in here, so just give me a second. If I had a brain, I would be very dangerous, just to say. I look it up actually, no, because it had something to do with India. Oh yeah, but, I knew this was going to turn into this. So yeah, this was talked about in Bloomberg. I knew I seen this earlier on. So Bloomberg reported. My party is let me know. So you're going as an independent, I presume. Oh, the National Party, you mean? Sorry. Oh yeah, does that mean the National Party won the best? Yeah, it must be National Party. Well, the best anyway. Yeah, Fianna Fáil let a lot of people down. Aliens, no, I don't think so. Not yet anyway. But yeah, so I just wanted the top of this because I thought it was interesting. Because the way M&Y every day of the week is literally like everybody's gonna die in a whole fiery explosion if the world blows up. India has decided, what do you know we will do? We're going to double our coal production. So basically taking more coal out of the ground for the power plants, because they use coal to power the country. And obviously it's billions of people living in India. So if you put two and two together, basically what they're doing in India, compared to what they're talking about killing all the cows and etc. For climate change and stuff like that. Basically, with a billion or so people living in India with coal power plants and stuff, doubling the production. Like you think about the amount of coal it'll take to power a whole country like India. What about ever slaughtering all the cows and stuff like that, and all the climate, Emma Wine's fucking wild ideas and what he wants to do. It's basically going to mean fuck all because one country's that literally India and China have the biggest populations in the world. And even at the moment as you speak, you can't go around some parts of India because it's that polluted. And the Eamon Ryan's here every day of the week saying, "Oh, it's the Ireland's literally contributing the most to the world's pollution. We have to kill all the cows. We have to stop all the people flying on holidays to Spain and stuff. We have to do it. Irish people are dangerous people." And we just ignore the facts that China and India are the biggest polluters. We just ignore that. That's what Eamon Ryan says. So, and that's what he's going to say during the next election. With the get rid of all the cows and stuff, and we just have to, go with electric cars or go by bike and stuff like that. Even though, look at India, they're doubling the coal production. You think Game and Wine will be coming out and say this is disgraceful, but it's crickets. It's literally crickets at this point in time with Game and Wine. There's nowhere to be found. And then obviously too, people burning a bit of turf. An old woman and an old man down the country burning a bit of turf. They're literally the biggest threat to democracy, and in India, literally. And people burn just a bit of coal and stuff like that. It is the biggest danger here in this country, Yeah, Iran, yeah. Like they do, they give it, him and Ryan went over there, he wouldn't last, let's put it that way. They wouldn't listen to him. Like him and Ryan many times met with the Communist Party of China. He could have been like, because China used the majority of coal plants to power their country and stuff like that. You think he'd be like, this disgrace of what you're doing, and announcing it. But, he keeps very quiet about that. So. But he's always lecturing people over here about it. This is the best, but that's just what I'm meaning. Like you see this every day of the week, and it's crickets from the Green Party over here about it. So which means they're probably, like as I said in the poll a few months ago, the Green Party going to do fucking terrible in the next election. Persia Iran, yeah. That's basically the old name for Iran, yeah. But a lot of people just refer to it as Iran. But obviously it's a longer name, like the official title, the Islamic Republic of Iran or something like that, isn't it? The official title, Like Ireland's official title, people, the Republic of Ireland, people just refer to as Ireland, Like it's the same with the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Oh no, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, not the United Kingdom of Great. I'm not saying that Ireland should be annexed onto Northern Ireland. Excuse me. Islamic Republic of Iran. Yeah, that's like the way to have a feeling, and people just say Iran for short because you just simply couldn't go around doing that. Like people would say the Republic of Finland, the Kingdom of Norway, take for example, the Kingdom of Denmark, the Kingdom of Sweden. The kingdom, like the Netherlands, is a kingdom, so it's the Kingdom of the Netherlands, but people just call it the Netherlands or Holland. But that's another thing with Holland too. People like Holland isn't, there's two names of the Netherlands. A lot of people say Holland, but the official title is the Netherlands, because Holland's the state in the Netherlands, obviously. So people just refer to it as the state. Yeah, I don't know too much about Egypt. I wouldn't, you know. Maybe I don't know. I might not get time. We see, but definitely we can talk through DMs on Twitter. Mhm. But yeah, like like it's the same with the United States of America. People just say the U.S. instead of the United States of America. It's the same with the Federal Republic of Germany or something like that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, no, that's okay. They were just saying about the Christmas decorations. Uh, no, it's not. I wish it was, but no. No, it's just about the Christmas decorations. It's just they were just saying where to put them, like the community decorations. Like they're taking them down today. So. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing? Yeah, whatever the EU tells them to do, they do it. They don't question it. As John McGurk said last night, the government, you just can do what you want, basically. You don't have to listen to what they tell you. What is happening in Mayo at the moment, too? Like with the protests, is it called off or what's happening? Uh, Also, there's another few documents released to a certain uh, island case. Let's put it that way. I can't really say too much about it, um, but there's another large amount of documents that's out to be released. I can't really look at them on stream or talk about them, but I'd probably look at them later. Um, like the same Neil Richmond too wanted us to go back into the Commonwealth of the United Kingdom and stuff. And obviously we left the Commonwealth in 1947 or something, 1948, something like that. Like we were kind of better off without the Commonwealth. Because we just want to be our own thing, our own republic, but we kind of sold ourselves away, so it doesn't make much of a difference because we literally got rid of one country and then we took on another kind of overlord. That's what I like the European Union and stuff. So we kind of just got rid of the United Kingdom and said here's the European Union, So we kind of didn't last very long. Because Ireland joined Ireland joined the European Union in 1972 or something like that. Yeah, they left the Commonwealth. Yeah, there's a lot of other countries talking about leaving the Commonwealth at the moment. The only thing that really the Commonwealth means, like Canada and New Zealand and Australia, is still technically the Commonwealth. It was in the 70s, yeah, along with the United Kingdom. So, when they left the Commonwealth, they were technically completely independent in 1973 because they wouldn't have part of the EU, and yeah, Britain and Denmark, yeah. But technically, we're independence, fully independent. We're fully independent and republic during that time. We still have that sovereignty. I know Haman hates that sovereignty, but we don't want a backwards idea of sovereignty. Of course, I agree, but I don't agree. But that's what he thinks. Like literally, I'm not even making it up. He literally said it in the Dáil record. But yeah, a lot of Commonwealth countries want to leave because of King Charles, obviously. I think Australia said they're going to want the referendum to leave the Commonwealth. Isn't loud enough my ringtone. I should make it louder. Left the party. Oh, I know, but the same in Sinn Féin. Like, there's a lot of bullying happening. Like, there's a lot of people in Sinn Féin. But it's the same, nearly in every political party happens, like bullying and stuff like that. But particularly Sinn Féin is the worst for bullying. Yeah, like it was big expansion. I remember hearing about Romania joining the Bulgaria when I was young. I remember hearing that. Like my advice, if your one has an independent, I know you said you wouldn't take for the National Party, but usually the best thing the one is the council. Usually for the Dáil and stuff, it's more important to have a political party. But usually, I would say the best thing is to stay independent because even when I wasn't that. But this is when I was really really young. I was naive, I suppose, at the time. I was involved with Sinn Féin and stuff like that. Like nowadays, I don't get on with Sinn Féin. They don't get on well with me. But I think everybody had that point that just thought Sinn Féin was the only way and stuff like young people. But Sinn Féin, I just say straight out, just commies at this stage. They're literally just extremely like the worst in the US is all basically. Literally, this is what full on communism, and it never ends well. Communism, like the fully on like just literally communists on steroids to the stage, and that's just saying it straight. Everything you look at the agenda and stuff like that, it's just straight up communism. And particularly too, you can't you couldn't raise an objection or anything. You would shut up. You were told to be quiet and just accept it and all that. A lot of bully boy tactics going on. It's the same probably in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, like just to shut you up if you say something. Like it's the same with this councillor down in Galway. He was not towing the line of Fianna Fáil, in terms of the people being housed in Galway and stuff like that. And Fianna Fáil are crying about it. Because, you're not towing the party's line, basically. So, but yeah, no, I know all about Sinn Féin. That's why they wouldn't be too pleased with me. But So my best advice to anybody who's thinking about joining, but don't join Sinn Féin anyway, whatever you do anyway. And don't really join Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. So, I would, that's my advice. But my advice, particularly if you're running as a local councillor, and that if you're running for the Dáil, of course, I would say seek out a political party, because it'd be more handier when you're running for the Dáil. I know financial, main reason why a lot of people run for political parties is the financial aid and stuff like that. Yeah, I know about that. That's what I'm saying. But that's basically just to try and shut him up. In terms of what he was saying, like they didn't agree with Micheál Martin and stuff. They didn't agree with seeing what happened. When you speak out of line, especially when you're on a council or TD, you're going to be put back in line, basically by extreme measures or by behind the scenes, basically. Like that's what happens. If you don't toe the party's line, that's why a lot of them are afraid to speak up. That's the problem with TDs and stuff. They're too afraid because they get kicked out. If they say boo, to be kicked out of the party and to be isolated and etc. etc. It's all just about fear and mongering and stuff like that. And it's just about silence, and it's nearly like something you see in the US or so. But oh, I know you said the National Party. I'm just talking, in general and stuff like that. Mickey Mountain, but you know what I'm saying, Ryan? It's just talking in general. Like particularly Fianna Fáil, particularly, a lot of people become very like I even know old people who voted Fianna Fáil their life, they're that kind of class. They've literally lost, and these people would have been involved. Like even my grandmother, God rest her soul, back years ago would have been in Conor McMahon, who basically was Fianna Fáil, obviously. So she would have been very much a Fianna Fáil voter back in the 30s after Ireland gained independence. It's not really independent, but it's getting its legs, I suppose. That's about it. So, but Fianna Fáil has just sold the country out many, many times. The same with Fine Gael. The two of them are pretty much one and the same. There's not much different. It's just a different name. Like it's just plain obvious. Like nothing has changed. Like literally, there's always been the history of two-party dictatorship in this country. With maybe a bit of the Labour Party in it at some point, and if you independence and etc. etc. But it's basically just been the two. Like it's been one from one to the other, from one to the other, one to the other, one to the other, and basically nothing new has changed. Nothing has ever changed. That's what I like. Maybe some things small have changed, but the majority of the time it's just like banging your head against the wall. Like it's the definition of insanity when you have two parties and you think there's going to be something different, and it just again and again and again you have the same thing. So it's the definition of insanity when you do the same thing over and over again, vote the same parties over and over again. It's literally the definition of insanity, because you vote people in that literally been in before and done nothing, But as I say, if people want to vote Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, they're perfectly obliged. It is a democracy, as I always say. It's a democracy. People have the right to choose the party and stuff like that. Like regardless of what party it is, they have a right to vote. That's why I'd be very against banning parties or things like that. You couldn't do that in democracy. It's whatever the public wants. Even though I might not like people before profit and stuff like that, but if somebody feels they want to vote for them, more power to them. That's all I say. Because at the end of the day, it's their vote. Yeah, I seen what's happening for my too, but literally same with every part of the country. Yeah, but they're known for telling lies now. They're not going to tell you the truth anyway. So, like that's the one thing with politicians and stuff. Like you just get caught in lies. That's what I. But sometimes might speak in a bit of truth, but the majority of the time it's just trying to shut you up and lead you down the garden path, and hopefully that you never ask any questions. But see, that was the problem. With Fianna to get back. There was too much brown envelopes and stuff like that, and people were getting too rich with brown envelopes and Bertie Heron and stuff. And the people in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael never questioned anything. They just had the money in their pocket and just never said anything. And that's what happened. This is what the system is now. It's just the TDs won't question the leaders. They won't question anything. They're too afraid. That's the problem. Oh, you won the Fallen Force. All right. I don't. Yeah, 100% not. Yeah. I was just talking the general sets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's still Brown Envelopes go, but obviously it's not as probably as bad. Well, obviously it could be still as bad, but it's basically you don't see it like it was blatant on the like Charlie Hottie when he was the Taoiseach. It was very blatantly going on. There was huge money being given to Charlie Hottie and stuff like that. It was blatant and Bertie how nowadays they're kind of doing it a bit more out of the open. Let's put that way. Because with social media and stuff like that, as I was saying, you're more preferable to get caught, compared to years ago where you only had you had the newspapers and stuff to rely on. Because even with Charlie Hart was T-shirt and stuff like that. I don't know about that. I haven't seen that now. I don't know, but I say it probably is true because a lot of them have. What? Slip? Oh, so you mean Zippo? Yeah, it happens all the time. Like from the UK, so the jump over here, like it happens all the time. Zippo, you're talking about Zippo, like the ombudsman, I suppose. And I hope we're not keeping you from your walk, Ryan, because you said you were going to walk. I hope we're not distracting you from walk, Ryan. Uh, what was I going to say? We'll probably stay on for another few minutes anyway. Let me just see. I would just check something. Like on my yeah, the battery's full. Okay, I was going to say the computer might die. No, it isn't going to die. But anyway. So any other fun with anybody else? Anybody have anything interesting going on? I know I was too busy talking earlier on about the thing. I was too up in the head about it. If anybody has anything they want to talk about or anything, please do let me know because I know we were too up in the head earlier on. Right? They tell our friend, but no. What? I think you get what you're saying. Yeah, Good Friday Agreement. Yeah, there's a loophole there where you can claim citizenship. Yeah, but sure, I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But there's a lot of loopholes for different things. Like I don't know how they've never seen half of these loopholes. But you look at the there by design. It looks like the majority of time, the majority of loopholes that's in any legislation, it's there for a reason. It's there for they haven't because let's be fair, the people in the departments and stuff know about these things. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it was on there. China. Um, let me see now. Manage. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, you had a friend that was a T. Yeah, I got you. I got you now. Sorry, sometimes I'm just slow. My brain doesn't particularly now. My brain is kind of a bit fried from the small and stuff like that. So I'm kind of out of I'm decommissioned at the moment. I'm just kind of here. No more Olivia Dolians in the moment. Because even going back just to the letter, like the sheer surprise of it just randomly turning up, just it shocks me something feels. Especially 2 years later, just randomly getting a letter like that, you're a bit shocking by it. Let's put it that way. I know, but there's a lot of warnings throughout the years, but sure. It never was really taken serious. Just check the Twitter. Actually, there's something about the topic. Just give me 2 seconds, actually. I talked with this before, so let me just get to this now. So do you know? Let me just. So do you know the way in hospitals you go to a hospital, public hospital, majority of public hospitals? If anybody's from Cavan, you would know Cavan General Hospital, for example. You go to the hospital, you pay a few euro to go into the car park, Now, obviously, I said this before about it, that people shouldn't have to go and pay for hospital park, and they shouldn't have to. Because it is a private really company that owns the car parks in the hospital grounds. And then the money is given to the HSE, as far as I'm aware, because I think that's the situation in Cavan. Like there's a private company set up that gives the money to the HSE, whatever it's given to the HSE. So they're talking about here, particularly in Cavan, they're talking about getting rid of hospital exposed car park charges, which obviously is very, very welcome. Hopefully it will happen, but I don't foresee it now. Like it's not fair on people that are going for treatments and operations and stuff having to pay. Even though it's only about €5 or something like that, it's still not fair. It's better than their pocket. Like take for example, it was a councillor here on Cavan. She was speaking to a local woman who was paying €200 a month. Think of that, €200 a month. This is in the Mater Hospital. Oh, so in Dublin, the Mater Hospital, take for example, it's €15 a day, and she pays €200 a month for the last 2 years. So somebody add that up, €200 a month for the last 2 years. How much would that be? It'd be good. Probably 4,000, 5,000. Yeah, so she's paying €200 a month, and up to €15 a day. So it's up to, so it could be more than €15 a day. So yeah, it'd be quite a lot, wouldn't it? €200 a month is a lot, like just for parking, like that's the definition of insanity right there. Does anybody good at maths actually? Anybody good at maths that can actually add that up? But obviously, it shouldn't be a thing. Basically, let's put that way. Yeah, like I say, €200 a month, like there, for more than €15 a day or something like that. I presume this one's does something in the hospital works, not. Yeah, they do what of course they do. But the good thing about Cavan General Hospital is there's not really anything around it that you can park in the shopping mall or anything. There's not really anywhere you can park. But to be totally honest, all the TD should be sacked. Not all of them, but a lot of them should be got rid of. Because a lot of them are no good. Oh, I don't know about Longstown Hospital car park. But say Cavan General, it does have a lot of car park facilities. When you go into Cavan, there's the one on the hill. There's a big new car park on the hill, which has 3 kind of slots. It's one there, one here, one here. So there's 3 kind of, and then you have the ones along the side of the hospital too, beside the old accident emergency there. There's loads of places for the park, and then there's another car park on the bottom of near the morgue. So you have literally a good bit of a car park. So yeah, there's probably, give or take, in Cavan General, there's probably 600 or 700 car park spaces. Give or take, I say 600 or 700. I say. And I think last year they collected something like 5 million. It could have been 6. It could have been 6 or 7 million. I don't know. It was millions anyway, lots of millions from the fees from the car parks, just for Cavan General Hospital alone. Think about that for a second. It was something like that. Cows need to go. I understand that, but I don't think you should put, like, it's that woman there. Like, she has electricity bill, she has to pay for car, fuel, petrol, insurance, etc., etc. Even though you could say has a lot of money and stuff like that, but still, nonetheless, it's better in her pocket than the government's pocket, basically. Especially because €200, it's very steep for a month. Like, if you add that up for 2 years, it'd be pretty hefty. Like, you think about it, for 2 months, then take, for example, it'd be 400, and then it'd be 800 for 3 months. So, and then it'd be 1,000, 1,200 for 4 months. Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't it? It would be well. I'm not too, again, I'm the worst person to talk to about maths. But yeah, it keeps going up and up and up and up. So, you need to spend a small fortune on it. Oh, I know, but I'm not talking about that on the side of the road and stuff, and towns and stuff like that. I'm talking about it in the hospitals, particularly, like in the hospital car parks. Because it's not, in my opinion, it's not right to charge people who are going in because they're sick or they're visiting relatives, etc., etc. It isn't right to do that. I don't really mind if it's on the street and stuff like that, because obviously it goes to maintain the streets and stuff. The majority of the parking fees. I don't mind that. I don't mind that so much, as long as it's not an absurd amount of money. Like, for an hour, you can park your car in the town there for an hour, and it's 2 something. So it's pretty reasonable, and builders and stuff, people that work a lot can get permit stuff from the council, which is about €25 for a week or so, for a permit, so you can park as long as you want if you have a permit and stuff. So, which I think is reasonable enough, but it's €2 for an hour, so it isn't that much. But the ones in the hospital are nearly €5 to park, or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it should be. Yeah, I know things in the hospital. I used to go to the shop. It's the shop and the general hospital there in Cavan. It's expensive. It'd be more expensive than only shops, but see, that's what I'm saying. So people literally won't have to worry then about maybe the parking fee. No, I would say to contact me on Twitter. I know. I rather interact on Twitter, I suppose, than email. Like, it's Adrian Logan, just FTW. I say you come up straight away, hopefully. Don't know it will be any good today now after the day I had. I don't think. But if you send one, I can look at it, of course. Of course. But yeah, that's just my opinion, the hospital car parks and stuff. But I say it probably will happen eventually in Cavan, that there won't be a charge. I say eventually will. Oh yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. So I'm still not kind of come to terms with it yet, to be totally honest. Like, just the shock alone has kind of took me by surprise. It's just like just the shock of it, you know. That's the thing that just caught me off the guard, you know. Not really that, but I'm just kind of very shocked. But especially because it's 2 years ago. I can't get over the fact it's 2 years ago, nearly 2 years, you know. And young behold, here it is. You know, it's it doesn't register. Yeah, man, open up more can of worms to ask questions and stuff about my connections to the Finnish government and stuff like that, and the Finnish intelligence agency. Like, there's more questions than answers. Yeah, there's more questions. Now, so I can't run for political office yet because there'd be too much questions. There'd be a question where all the money came from. Of course, the money was just Western I kept before I moved it on. Of course, the €500 million was just Western in my account. In fact, like this is the thing. I simply cannot. Nobody can contact her now because she's a private citizen. So unless I don't know. I could call in a few things, but I'm not going to do that. And they look weird. Um, you know what I'm saying? She's technically a private citizen. Like if goes for the presidency or something like that, then okay. But technically, she's still a private citizen, so you can't go harass private citizens for invites and stuff like that. Even though she's the former prime minister of Finland, but you can't do that. Genuinely, film photo, etc. Vague information. Jeez, they might actually update. They might be here right now looking at us. Who knows? They probably actually do it because I said they probably looked into who I was before. Because let's be fair, they could have literally said that, like, all in fairness, like they could have literally said it the worst person ever, you know. So they would have probably had to look at who they're writing back to, like the office of the prime minister. I'm sure they looked into who I was first before they said something back. Like I know for the sequence, like if you sent the letter to the White House and stuff, they look into who you are before they look into it anymore. They look into who you are. So they probably went to the Irish embassy and asked who I was and stuff like that. If they did look at it in the White House, take for example, like that happens in the White House, they look into your background before they read into it anymore. So they probably be like, yeah, yep, it's a YouTuber, yep, yep. Oh, I know, like, but she's in America at the moment, I think. Oh, I know, but this is the thing. She's a private citizen, so you can't go. You couldn't really find out too much. In Panama fighting taxes, but they just come here. What about going to Panama? Come to this country. You pay literally no tax. And stuff like that. If you're one of the upper classes and stuff, and you're in with the politicians, you pay no tax. Let's put it that way. Like literally, this country, you can get off with murder if you know the right people. Let's put it that way. Like literally, me and Martin could go and shoot somebody in the middle of the street now in the morning and you get off. But probably that's literally the country we live in at the moment. It's who you know. It's not what you know. It's who you know in this country. You can get little boosts and stuff like that. Like it happens all the time. I say in Panama, they still have a bit more, backbone, the government, in this country. because I don't think they would literally say to. I think the Panama government, if the government, like if the Apple came to them in the morning and said, "We don't pay corporate tax or things in this country, but here we owe you something like 2 billion or something like that. We don't want the money. We're going to bring you to court over it. We don't want the money." The Irish government said, "We're going to bring you to court because we don't want the money in tax that you're here because you have to pay tax that we don't want." Like imagine that. Like I don't even think the Panama government would do that or any government. Like that's just brain dead when you see that happen. We don't want the 2 billion. Like what? So I don't know what they get offered in other countries. But like the big international corporations and stuff. Yeah, it's always been like that. That's what I'm saying. So anybody who politician, a former politician, I love Ireland because they get offered more literally in this country. It's who you know, it's not what you know. That's the country living. So also speaking about Finland, somebody like some executive or something like that. Yeah, it's who you know when it comes to politics. Like it's all about who you know. That's how you're going to get into power and stuff. That's who you know. It's all the cronies. That's how you see all the cronies get in because it's who they know. Yeah, and they follow what's been said, etc., etc. But take for example, like just talking about something random here in Finland, but I just thought about there's some executive of a company in Finland. Take for example, like not a CEO, but very high up in an organization, and he was speeding. He was going, I don't know, he must have been going 20 kilometers over the limit, right, in Finland. And he owns, I think, €500,000 up in a year. So they fined him 200 something thousand euro for going over the speed limit. Because in Finland, speeding tickets and stuff like that go by how much you own. So the more you own, the more you get fined, to put manners on you. So I think he probably is very upset at the moment with the Finnish government and the Finnish police. Like getting a €250,000 fine for speeding, so it's the one way they kind of show that, because that was here. Like, do you remember what they call him? A good Phil Hogan. Do you remember Phil Hogan? He won the Challengers of Irish Water. Nobody ever explained. This is what the mainstream media never explained. Do you remember when he was going to his golf gate and he was on his phone while he was driving and the guards stopped him and asked why he was on his phone and stuff. And this is the thing I don't understand. Why was the Garda commissioner told that he was on his phone? Why did the Garda not give him straight off the bat a fine and penalty points and stuff like that? There was nothing ever said about that. Did anything ever come of that, or was it all forgotten about? Did he call in a favour from Drew House to say, Drew, shut up, like Drew House? Like it's funny how Drew House knew that, You know who I am, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't give a shit if I was a guy. I fucking throw him the ticket the same as anybody else. His penalty points, fuck you. His fucking that. You're doing fuck all. So, yeah, here's your penalty point. Like, in Finland, like, he's, like, this fellow was a big executive. Like, not a big, like, CEO or anything, but he still was owning €500,000 a year. And basically half of his income was going to go towards a big fucking fine for speeding. Because that's the way it goes. And, it doesn't seem like anything's going to happen. You have to pay it, and that'll be the end of it. We go to prison. Because you can't call any favours in from the politicians. If this was here, they're calling favours from the politicians and they'll be all forgotten about. And the judges will let them off without it as well. Because all of them are Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. But no, it's just a perfect example. Because Phil Hogan probably knew the Garda commissioner and, it was silently told to drop it, the Garda commissioner. Because it's funny how the Garda commissioner was swang and told that they stopped Phil Hogan and stuff like that. It never was actually asked in the media why that happened and that. Or why did the Garda not just give him the penalty put on the spot and stuff? Yeah, like it's plain and simple. It was all forgotten about. Like they forgot about it. The OT never mentioned it. They mentioned it once and then forgot about it, told to shut up, and that was the end of it. And you can bet your bottom dollar if some woman was I don't know, going a few miles over the speed limit, 5 or 4 miles over the speed limit, the guards pull her over and probably take the car off her and fucking give her €1 billion of a fine, because she's not connected to the political elite, of course. So, but if you're connected to the political elite, you'll find a way. You'll be well looked after. Also, I think it was a Fine Gael councillor in Lockford is in a bit of trouble. But what's new then? Where the fuck am I seeing this? Where did I see this one? I seen it somewhere. I can't remember now. I seen it. Where the fuck did I see it? I wonder. No, this is just recently. It was only up in court there yesterday or today. To go and look it up, because I remember seeing it like either today or yesterday. Both today and yesterday. Galway City Council say. Their actions are idiotic. From the town of Crossmolina. I'm telling you, I must be going fucking stupid. Also, there's a laneway in Dublin. The Dublin City Council have literally closed to the public because it's that dangerous. So and also, Dublin is ranked one of the most dangerous cities in Europe. Isn't it great? We have a great government. Oh yeah, here we are. Here we go. Former Fine Gael council pleads guilty to 3 money laundering charges. Of course. Yeah, not for district court. Isn't he great? 2.7 million, 2.6 million laundered money. Who knows where the money came from? But we're not supposed to talk about that. But they're very good people. These councils and TDs, of course. Yeah, but it's a sad reality when you see that Ireland, like Dublin, the capital city of the country, is the most dangerous, nearly one of the most dangerous cities in Europe. Very, very, very shocking. No, we're not very shocking, but very frightening that, because tourists will be put off. A lot of tourists will be put off by seeing that now. And it's going to do harm to businesses in Dublin and stuff. And then that fucking street, like, that's bad when you see literally have to close the street to pedestrians, to members of the public, because it's just that bad with antisocial behaviour. It just goes to show that the policing system and the court system is failing the country. We're not even that, it's the politicians that are failing the country. Big time. When you see that, your country's pretty fucked. Like, excuse my language, but it is the truth. Like OT just simply won't admit it though. Like it's just a mirage. It's randomly just happening. Crime is just randomly happening. Who knows how it happens? OT. That's what OT says every night. We're not blaming Helen McAtee or anything. It's not Helen's fault. Helen's just trying to do the best for the country and stuff. Of course. Even though in any other job, like take example, if something happens like that, if you don't do your job well, the door's there. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Let's put it that way. But whatever fuck kind of world we live in, if you do a bad job, you're still there. And same with Drew Howard. If you do a bad job, you're still the Gaelic commissioner. Like it doesn't make any sense. What sense does that make? Fucking cuckoo sense. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Yeah, and like but it's better than being fucking killed in the middle of the street or being attacked. Whatever about being whipped off and stuff like that. It's a bit better than being killed. That's what because I think somebody in Dublin was hit with a machete last night, or was assaulted with a machete or something. Anybody hear anything about that? Or was that the other day? So I think I'd rather be whipped off than be mauled with a machete or attacked or something like that. Even though they shouldn't be whipping you off, of course, but what more, like the other bad things can happen in the city, it's kind of on the less scale compared to the other things that's happening. People being attacked and stuff. Like at least Teppanyaki, it's a kind of very public area. Even though things have happened in Teppanyaki, of course, but it's a very public area, and the more open, the more people around, the better. But at night, I'm probably very dormant. Yeah, I heard something about that too. Yeah, in Tyler, it's up there. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, compared to getting ripped off in the pub or something like that, in Teppanyaki in the gift shop or something like that, I'd much rather get ripped off than something like that happen. But literally every night somebody's been stabbed in Dublin. Like it's worse than London at this stage. Well, actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration because I don't think it could be as bad as London. We'll probably go on for another few minutes and we chill out for a few moments. What time are we at? Just, I wouldn't mind, but it's literally right in front of me. I look up at the clock. It's literally 7:56. We give it another few minutes. We're going to about 8:10. Is that fair enough for everybody? I know we're a bit late because I was up in the head earlier on with things. So, yeah, it's literally heading that way in Dublin. You can see it now happening. Yeah, I think that might be a bit of an over exaggeration about London. Yeah, but it's getting that way. It's starting to get there. Yeah, it's low trust societies. Yeah. Even though I think it was shared on Twitter. No, it was shared on Twitter one day. American woman came over here to Ireland, and she was filling up gas. She brought her car with her, or she rented the car or something like that. And she was filling up the car, and she was going to, before she filled up the car, she was going in to pay because in a lot of places in America you had to go in and pay for your petrol before you put your petrol in, because you could just drive off. A lot of people just drive off and not pay. So she was absolutely shocked when the people said, you usually fill up your petrol first and then you pay for it. Even in that regard, but unfortunately, years to come, that will happen because there's simply too many people taking off. Like every day of the week, there's petrol stations in Cavan ringing up the guards to say this car has gone off, and etc., etc. Even though it's on CCTV and stuff, it's just far too many people doing it, But eventually that's going to be got rid of. But it's unfortunate that you just can't trust people just to do a basic thing like that. They have the common decency to go and pay. And it's not that they don't have the money, just refuse to pay it. In a lot of cases. But it's unfortunate now. Like if you lose your wallet or you lose your bank account or something, like, usually somebody will lose them maliciously now, compared to maybe years ago, back 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Somebody handed into an Garda Síochána or handed to, or handed into the local shop or to the local business. Like many times I came across bank account and stuff straight away into an Garda Síochána, or into the local shop beside it to hand it in, just to hand it in. The wet was so called, I don't know. Because the simple attitude and same with it happens all the time. People do misplace stuff. Like regardless of how good you are, you're going to let something your wallet or your phone drop. You can't watch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and somebody's going to take advantage of that and just take it, and off they go, and that's basically the end of it. But there was a funny incident back a few years ago. Somebody lost the phone. They had a tracker on it, so they could see it on the computer or something like that. It was some kind of tracker, like they could see where it's gone, basically. And they were able to show on Garda Síochána where it was, and they got the person because of that. Only for that, they would never have got him. And then the guards proceeded to let him out, and basically there was nothing done about it because they got the phone back. So the guards were like, "There's not much point in pressing it forward because you got the phone back. There was no damage done. There was no money taken. So all's good now. We're not going to bother to look into it anymore. We're not going to bother to arrest the fellow." Because I think that's what happened. Because I remember seeing the Facebook post about it, and they were fucking livid that the guards didn't arrest him. They kind of brought him to the station, but they didn't arrest him. They just took the phone off him, and that was the end of it. But yeah, because he was well known to the guards, and they didn't bother to bring it forward. Because see, the thing about the guards is too, they're just afraid to do a bit of paperwork. That's all. They're just afraid to put a bit of paperwork and they have to bring it to court. It's too much hassle. That's what they say. Like many, many times with the Garda Síochána, people report minor things, and the guards are just like, it's not worth the paperwork and stuff. It's not worth us investigating or anything like that. And this is some Garda Síochána. The people that are supposed to be upholding the law, and they're like, we're not fucking bothered to do it. So that's what happens, unfortunately. It's the same with shoplifting and stuff like that. People, they call the guards. The guards will come, they look around, they speak to people. And at the end of the day, they're like, fuck all we can do. That's the end of it. They don't even write a report and they just forget about it. Like there was somebody, like there was a tradesman in Cavan there. This is back 2 or 3 years ago now. Literally, the way tours and stuff for building, for trades, when people doing odd jobs and stuff like that. Self-employed people and stuff. He had a tool of €1,000, like a wench, a big wench for stuff. And he left it outside his van. He was only going up. He was doing a grave. It was in the graveyard. And he was only going up to one of the graves. He was going to come back down because he was bringing something else up. And he left it then. It was gone. And they had CCTV from the church and stuff like that. And he reported to an Garda Síochána. And the Garda came out, looked at the CCTV, took a statement. 3 years later, the Garda never bothered to come back to say, we're looking into, we're trying to find out. We have the CCTV. Never fucking bothered, the guards. They probably just didn't even fucking bother to write up a report. Because the fellow said the two guards that were there just wouldn't really bother to deal with it. So. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm from Shore Street Garda Station. Yeah, literally, and Heather McAtee says it's safe. Literally, just down literally a few fucking 40 meters or something like that from the Garda Station. And where was all the guards? Like they all fucking must be sitting in there looking into fucking ditches or something. Like they must be literally arsing about, because literally 40, like not even one guard about around the Garda Station. You think they'd be hanging about outside or doing something, but see, it's too cold outside to do what to get the flu. So you wouldn't see a Garda outside a Garda station nowadays, even though they probably should be hanging around a few of them outside just to look around and make sure everything's fine. But you look at, and the best part about it was when that fellow was attacked, somebody probably went into the Garda station to get the guards, and they probably had to wait for a few minutes for them to come out. Because that did happen in Cavan before too, that there was no person on the desk, there was no Garda at the desk. And they had to wait for a long, long time for the Gardaí to come out to take us to whatever happened. We talked about the Northern Sound. Yeah, like it's all hidden off. Yeah, nobody would know anything about it. That's that. They just kind of shut you up. They don't say anything at all. Like nobody know anything about half these things. Only for people know, like to expect them and stuff. You just couldn't rely on them. They couldn't rely on the state to tell you. But see, it's just what I'm saying too about law and order and stuff. Like the Gardaí, a lot of Gardaí just are not bothered to enforce the law or to do anything because again, it goes to court. They're just not bothered with the paperwork. It's just far too much effort to put in. That's the Guards think. They're just not bothered. And when you see that happen, you can see why crime has gone up and stuff. Because when you see that happen, it's a bad sign. So apparently, just breaking news coming in, a television station in Ecuador, in South America, gunmen have stormed the television studio and taken loads of hostage on live TV. Allegedly, of course. Well, it seems to be true. Oh, it's not really like it's a television station. It's not really in prison. But anyway, I think we might leave it there for tonight. We've been on a good while. So, yeah, thank you for watching. We'll be back at some point anyway. I'll probably do a video just talking about the thing. I think probably people be interested in that just to see the thing and stuff. It's unfortunate I can't show the letter, but the letter's literally just very small with my details. Like literally, I can't even hide my details on it because the details just like right in front of it, like my address and stuff like that. It's unfortunate that, but and same with the envelope. The thing is, my address is literally fucking on it, and regardless of what I do, I can't really hide it. So I can only really show the card, unfortunately. Yeah, we leave it there. So I'll probably do a video later on about it. So talk to you later, and thank you for watching, and I talk to you later, and goodbye. Yeah.